Aha, welcome back. What up, YouTube? This is GeoSelfR1, and I'm going to come across and speak to you a little bit about what I found in situations that I'm kind of stuck on with my upgrade on this RC. And this is going to be definitely informative to you for the reason that you're going to be doing this. And when you do this, you're going to be figuring out that, wow, you know what? I got the upgrade and the part does not fit or something like that. So this is something that's going to be informative to a lot of you guys that I'm doing this upgrade, and you're going to notice that the upgrades that I'm putting on this parts don't interact with the way they should. So I'll wait for a few people to come in and we'll talk about what parts work, what parts don't, and what do I have to return back to the hobby shop, and who do I have to complain to. So anyway, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Who's in the room? No one's in the room yet. All right. So I just wanted to give you a quick reference. There's a lot of stuff that I've been doing. I mean, there's parts all over this place. As you guys can see, I've been sectioning out a few things just to try to finish this upgrade as fast as possible. And yeah, so that's primarily what I'm looking at. Anyway, for you guys that are just attending, yesterday I ended up doing a live video with me doing updates and upgrades with this. And if you do have the Fortec, this is going to be very informative to you because there are a lot of things that I found out that don't integrate with this Fortec, which is kind of frustrating because, you know, you invest the type of money that you do and it just doesn't pan out the way it should. I'm really frustrated with four parts that are going. Are you saying I'm nobody? Oh well, no one's commented. What's going on? You are number one. Southern RC, what's happening? All right, so let's talk about the things that I found out really frustrating. So if you have a Fortec, this is definitely a video for you. If you do have another RC, this is something that you could look into as well because this, in actuality, was extremely frustrating, and I think it was a big mess up on two companies' parts. So I'm going to talk to you about one part and another part. We're going to see what's happening with this. So this is the 5379R, and this in actuality is supposed to be the front spiral cut differential for the Traxxas Fortec, and it's not. This in actuality does not fit. I tried to make it fit. This shouldn't be like that. It was kind of frustrating when I ended up putting it on because I'm like, well, this thing is not set up to where, you know, it's supposed to be a totally different positioning on this part, and it just didn't fit. So that's something to look out for. I did not even install the rear spiral cut differential, which was very frustrating. But this is something interesting if you guys have the Traxxas Fortec. So I'm going to talk to you about a part that I was going to install, which I do have all the components right here. And let me pull this out. This is the Traxxas sway bar kit, and this is part number 8398, which I was building the sway bar. I was literally building it to integrate into the RC at this point. And what I found out on the front and the rear, and this is why I'm frustrated because I've just invested a lot of money into doing the upgrade for this RC. So I'm gonna see if I can get this a little bit closer for you. Maybe need to throw maybe I need to throw, hopefully I could focus this in. I might need to get a little. I'm gonna put a little bit of light just to give you guys a little bit of a visual. Alrighty, so I'm gonna show you right here. You're gonna see there's two spots right here, 1 and 2. All right, those are two holes. Now I'm going to tell you how significant those two holes are, and they're on the right, the left front, and the right and the left rear. Those holes are very significant to the upgrade that I'm doing. So now I'm going to take a part of the sway bar kit and show you what in actuality installs over there. Okay. So I'm gonna put a screw that comes in there. So basically, you notice that there were two holes back there. One, this pin goes into one hole, and then screw comes down into the other hole. Now, here's where the problem happens, and this is why I'm frustrated. Hot Racing did not thread out the holes. Okay, one hole should not be threaded out, but the other hole should have been threaded out to have my screws go in there. They did not thread that out, which I found very disappointing because I want a sway bar kit onto my RC. Now that I just totally integrated the hot racing stuff on there, now what? I need my sway bar. I don't know if they have another mounting bracket, but Hot Racing did a major snafu in their, and I don't know how this in actuality ended up out of the department to where they didn't integrate the screw that's supposed to mount my sway bar. The holes are there, but I can't mount anything in there. So I need to contact somebody. Hey, what's going on, Nick? I need to contact somebody. I'm going to contact my hobby guy, but this is very frustrating because my whole RC, and I'll give you everything that I've installed into here since yesterday, if you guys were able to check out the video. I ended up throwing in the shock covers, the blue anodized linkages, front and rear. I ended up throwing, if you're able to see all the way over there, the hot raising drive shafts. Also I guess they call them shock towers, I'm too sure. Those were installed into there as well. Um, what else? Yeah, once again, the drive shafts were for the front. I ended up doing that. Installing the linkages that were over there. As you can see, I have the blue anodized center drive shaft. I also threw in the motor mount that's over in here. Just tap the holes. So actually have to just tap. This is from Thor 24 Thor. Just tap the holes. Sucks you have to do, but easy fix. No, that I totally understand. I can do that, which is something that I'm going to do. But here's a scenario that I'm looking at. I have a lot of younger kids that are into this hobby, and here's the scenario that happens. A lot of these younger kids don't have the money. Realistically speaking, they don't. And if they spend whatever little money that they have to get an upgrade for their RC that they're very proud of having, and they end up, in a situation with, I'm just showing you right now, it's either A, they're going to complain to their parents, or B, they're going to try to do that. And if they do that and mess up their arm, then they're out of luck. So that's, I definitely have to contact Hot Racing directly and find out what's primarily happening with them, if they're able to rectify this as soon as possible. And we'll see what happens. I'll do an update video on that, in a couple of days or weeks, and see what's initially going to transpire with that. But that's the main reason, because like I said, there are a lot of younger kids that do watch the channel, and something like that it's an easy fix for people that are older, but younger kids are just like they're stuck. Let me see. Legally concealed. TX. I work on real cars for a living. They may be leaving the holes untapped so people can't return the part, claiming they never been installed. GPM does this on a few of his parts. Oh, well, I mean, I gotta find, if that's the case scenario, then I have to find out if Hot Racing does have their own sway bar kit. So I'm gonna look into the Hot Racing sway bar kit. Maybe it's mounted differently. I don't know. So we'll see what's gonna happen with that. Why do You're absolutely right, because I just put this on, then I turned on the camera. I did it for the rear. I just didn't check it for the front. You're absolutely right. I'll change that out because I know that's annoying it's annoying to me, so I know it's annoying to people out there. Where is that little T? All right, you got me. But good call, on that one. Yeah, so that's the major thing. If you just started watching the channel, the first thing that I'm talking about is the spiral cut gears from Traxxas. I don't know if they were mislabeled. They're definitely, the fronts definitely do not go in the front. So maybe my hobby guy gave me the wrong one. I'm not too sure. We'll find out Monday. I guess I'll see them Monday. Do I have to be in work on Monday? I'm not too sure. Possibly Monday. But we'll see what's initially transpiring with that. If you were able to check out the live feed yesterday, I was, as I was doing an upgrade on the differential, I realized that, oh snap, these parts don't match up. And that's where we were at that point. So let me see. Here we go. That screw's almost in. I don't know if you guys want to see this on camera. And if you guys were here last night, you were able to see me drinking a little bit of a Grey Goose. And once I was done drinking my little Grey Goose, now I'm drinking my coffee for the morning. So, anyway, let me just put this back here. All right, here we go. Back in place. So so that's one thing I got to look into. I got to see what's happening with the sway bar kit, and if my hobby guy tries to tell me that I can tap them, I'm gonna say no. I need you to contact Hot Racing because that's BS. So Alan, looking good, Gio. Your RC is always on point. Thank you very much, Alan. What colors are you doing on that? Well, I have three bodies that are going to be installed into this RC. The first body is going to be my Grey Goose RC, which, as you can see, I have the blue body right there. And the next body is probably going to be an orange and blue themed body. Somebody told me to make it a New York Mets or whatever. And then I have, if you ever get the opportunity, Google search for GT Racing, and I'm doing a body on that scheme as well. So yeah, so here's the last parts that I have to install onto this RC as of right now that I'm looking. I do have the springs that I have to install. I have the other shocks. These are going to be interesting to fill up. I don't know if I'm keeping these. Two reasons. They're not threaded shocks, which is annoying. I hate the Eclipse, like on all levels. I do hate the Eclipse. But yeah, I really got to look into if I'm going to keep these or not. At $30 a pop, I got to see if that's going to be happening in the near future. Also, this in actuality is what I needed for the front. Okay. The way the front is set up, as you can see, the spiral cut gear is, short and flat. That's what I encountered. And this says, dun, 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 ring gear differential optional cut, differential machined spiral cut rear. That's the part I needed in the front. This is what they gave me for the front, which is wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is mislabeled. I don't know what's initially transpiring. I need to contact Traxxas with that, and try to figure something out. So we'll see what's happening. What's going to be happening with this RC in the next couple of days? I do plan to dye the chassis black to have everything in unison with this. I do have another fan, a Hot Racing fan coming in. I do have the gear cover that's coming in as well. From what I understand, they're releasing the diff covers in aluminum, so that will be coming in. Let me look at the underneath. Oh, I'll talk to you a little bit about this part. So I didn't know this, and I'll show you the rear and everything like that. So I didn't notice about this. If you guys own this vehicle, if you do buy this aluminum upgrade mounting for your arms, there's different positionings that they have available. Now, I didn't realize that all of these parts that came with this would have been a major issue. Not even a major issue. It was just an integration that I've never encountered before. So basically, what this does is it changes your degrees of um, of the way the arms are set up. Now, from what I understand, a lot of people are doing that for drifting and everything like that. But it has 0 degrees, 1 degree, 2 degree offsets. So that's primarily what I had to do with this whole integration. Fairly simple. I thought it was just going to be plug and play and it's not going to be anything, but that's pretty cool that they give you the options of changing the degrees for the front, for the rear and the front as well. So once you do take off these pins and you do take off these three screws, those 2 pins, and this pops out, you're in actuality able to take these 2 screws, pull it out, go with a different degree. So look, I don't know if you're able to see this. I'm gonna show you real quick on this because this is definitely informative for people that do own the Fortec. So as you can see, let me see, that gives me 2 offset right there. Let me try to get this in there. Okay, focus. I don't think you let me. There you go. So that gives me a 2 degree offset. I mean, they have a whole bunch of stuff. They have zeros, they have the ones and everything like that. But you have to look into what you're going to be installing into the RC itself. So that was a pretty nifty update and upgrade. Now, on the booklet itself, I had to read up on this, and I do read when I do get the. Okay, so this is the front. So in actuality, the front will give you all the different degrees and the toe settings and everything like that on what degree you need to set up this unit on the front side. And it does give you the rear suspension mounts and how the double pins and everything like that are set up. Busting fire, what's going on? And it does give you the toe and the anti-squat, whatever the hell that means, and then all the different degrees on how you set up the RC. And it's just a quick thing on how it integrates. Now that was for now here comes the rear. No, that's in Spanish. Oh, French. Instrucción de instalación de soporte. Could be Spanish. No, not too much. Well, back to here. So as you can see, the way the unit mounts right there. Here's your different degrees. So that's when you take this bottom part out, you do have these hollow balls. They're plastic, which is kind of weird. I kind of thought they would have came in metal. And then once you install that, then you put the pin back in, install the other hollow ball. Here's the insert. Then you throw your aluminum right there. So that was a little bit interesting in finding out how I wanted to set up, the driving mechanism on this RC right now. I ended up 0 degreeing both of them out and then working on it from that point on because I've never driven this RC as of this point. So it does give you some type of reference to where you need to look at all that stuff, which that was the good thing. Put this back. And this is when I found out about the sway bar kit, and I was doing the installation. I was doing the installation on this. That's when I was able to find out when I got to figure number 4, when I tried to install this pin, this mounting bracket, this mounting for the sway bar kit, that the screw was not available to be in there because on all 4 of the hot racing arms, they were never set up to even have screws go in there. So like I said, I'll contact Hot Racing and see what's going on, but it's all the different diagrams on how, you install it. I wish Traxxas either made this a little bit better resolution because it's black on black, so you're not really looking. It's kind of a little bit difficult to find, to read this. Maybe one day they'll get the color printer out and you'll have it set up like that. All right. So where are we at? So since I could not install the diff, the problem of that was I couldn't install all the parts, which was which was this part, which hopefully I'll figure out the installation side of this. And this is the SSLF125, and this is my spool locker, and that's probably going to be installed into the front part of it, I think, but we'll see what happens. It looks like it does. I mean, judging by what I'm looking at right now, so it should be interesting installing this part. Why would I want that? high speed runs. That's primarily what I'm looking to do when I have that integration installed into the unit. I'm gonna go with the blue. I have blue nuts. Ha ha ha. For the rims and stuff like that. So, like I said, this should be very very interesting. Also, I'm getting the steel cups from Hot Racing that was pre-ordered. It was on back order, so I could not get that available as of right now. So, what are you guys saying? Busting Fire. I'm Demis Norman. What's going on? That's what she said. Yeah. So, any questions on the Traxxas 4 Tech? Legally concealed. Have you run this car at all yet? Looks brand new still. I have not run this car for the reason that I should have ran this car, but when I bought it, I did not have a body. When I didn't have a body, I ended up buying another body, and then I bought another clear body. So once I started doing that, more RCs started coming out that I started doing videos on, and I kind of just stopped even thinking about playing with it because it started snowing. So this is going to be my spring slash some well slash spring summer on road vehicle that I definitely want to take to A, the track, and B, do some speed runs, and C, I definitely want to see this thing drift. I mean, I'm very excited. I got the drift wheels coming in, so I'm very excited to see this thing drift away. So Nick tells me, are you keeping the VXL in it? As of right now, yes. Will it be updated to something different? Of course. Okay, Bustin' Fire. What color? I'm not too sure yet. I mean, I have three different themes. Uh, Greg, Greg Keeds. I'll go Keeds. All right. Thanks. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm waiting for the new eRevo 2.0. I'll probably have it on the 7th of April. I hope. Let me tell you something. I have both RCs. I have the Traxxas eRevo 1.0 and I have the Traxxas eRevo 2.0, or if you want to call it the new version of the Traxxas eRevo. It's definitely a faster RC by far. I have many upgrades on my Traxxas eRevo, and here are the things that I recommend once you do buy it. Because I had it on my first one, and I think it should be definitely beneficial on your second one. Buy the sway bar kit for it. Everything is pretty much on point with that RC. I think adding on the sway bar will definitely give it stability. It's a lot torquier machine than it was beforehand, but that's something that I do recommend for you to buy. Also, if you get the opportunity, buy yourself a wheelie bar kit because it will flip. So and it will wheelie on command. So if you want, start off with 4S and then work your way up to 6S. But it has the power, especially that they changed out the drivetrain and you're running Mod 1. You know, it has the power to do it. So, Bustin' Fire, I got a Rustler VXL. If you guys know my channel, the Rustler is one of my most favorite RCs out there that I have been RCing with for many, 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 many years. Let me get this down. Cover up my grease. You have two of them? Yeah, I had at one point I had three rustlers in my possession at one point or another. So should I sell my eRevo and buy the new eRevo or just upgrade the old one? Well, let's look at the financial differences that you've done on your eRevo. I mean, if you invested, like I've invested a lot of money in my eRevo, so me upgrading my eRevo is kind of like a mute point, you know. But if you want to, I mean, I believe there's going to be a scenario where people are going to buy just Traxxas is going to make a lot of money selling the drivetrain for that system as of right now. I'm going to tell you why. Because That's been the biggest issue for the e-revo. Their diffs, the biggest issue by far. Their diffs, their drive shaft, which kept on breaking. I had the older drive shafts, those silver ones. Those things kept on popping, which was very annoying. And you're talking about a guy who, loves to play with his RCs. I think even though the plastic ones were plastic drive shafts, they held up a lot better than the metal ones. I think them reinforcing the whole RC was definitely beneficial on their part. I think it was thanks to a push from their fans and also a push from their competitors. So even though as of right now, I think Traxxas is dominating the RC market when it comes down to consumers. Outdoor Life RC. I want the first generation Revo and fit the second generation where I can. Well, you should be able to fit almost everything in there because the chassis is still the same. So it's nothing that is totally out of the norm in doing that. So, but it's going to be costly to you. I think by you doing that off the fly, it's going to cost you more money than anything else. So, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm changing those regular those regular. Here you go. This is what you're looking at. I'm changing out the regular screws to stainless steel screws, which hopefully I did not run out of, because that would be detrimental to me. And I have to line up the sizes. Too big. All right, where we at? Good point. Yeah, because it's the hobby is, and any hobby shop will tell you this. A hobby shop, when they sell an RC, they don't make much on the RC. Realistically speaking, they don't. I know this for a fact. And basically, where a hobby shop makes their money and where a lot of these companies make their money is through either A, the hop up parts. Cool, I found one. The hop up parts, or the upgrading parts that they're putting on their RCs. Now, I think Traxxas has a pretty huge loyal fan bases that they were able to integrate a lot more quality in their RCs instead of mass producing all the quantity, which that is something that pretty much left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, because a lot of people feel that, why am I going to invest this type of money into something that is that's plastic, you know? Busting fire, my hobby shop sucks. Where's your hobby shop at? Some hobby shops are good, man. The two hobby shops that I deal with, both of them are extremely, extremely awesome with me. I have to say, big shout out to Bruckner Hobbies, Hobby Heroes in the Bronx, New York. They have pretty much, they're very huge, huge on upgrading parts. I mean, their motto is, we race what we sell. So, and they do. So, a lot of people who do competition racings or anything like that go to that hobby shop and are able to get pretty much any upgraded parts for like high class racers like Serpent and everything like that. Foxborough. Oh, let me see. Nick says most of the hobby shops around me sell something different than just an RC. Cool. Matan, what website sells nice upgrades for the new E-Revo? Not too many. A lot of the E-Revo parts are some of the old E-Revo parts. Go Hot Racing, I would say. Legality concealed. My local hobby town only carries Traxxas parts, which is annoying. I think Traxxas has some sort of agreement with them on it because their t-shirts even say Traxxas on them. Well, my hobby shop does that too, but they get all parts. Matan says, thanks. Legally Concealed said, no AE or low C, etc. Uh, Interesting. Willingham. How do I fit dual batteries on my Fortec? All right, give me a second. And once I put this piece, this bumper back on, I will tell you how to do this. So now I have all stainless steel everywhere I need it, except on the ends of my arms, because that in actuality uses a different type of screw. And luckily for me, since I do race mini Z's, I do have, well, they're titanium, they're not even stainless steel, but I do have specialty screws that will match that up, so I'll keep away the black screws that are on there. So, but as for you mounting the bigger batteries, hold on. If you guys are interested in finding out what type of tools that I utilize, the tools that I utilize that are really precision tools is MIP. I'm saying this because that's the stuff that I use. I'm not sponsored by MIP, so I'm not in a scenario where I have to force myself to say that. These are just tools that I've utilized that are so precise that I've never had any issues with them. And I use the hand tools, and also I use the bits as well, because I'm using stainless steel, and I want to make sure that when my screws are going in, nothing gets stripped out and stuff like that. And if you do have the opportunity to get yourself a nice tool set, I mean, you don't have to spend much money. Don't get yourself something from, you know, if you have a company that's specifically for the hobby, they're gonna give you high quality stuff. You know, even if you get like Integy or any other company and stuff like that. If you want to spend a lot of money, go Huddy. But all right, so here's what I would recommend. How can I get two 4S batteries here? Well, this is the two S's, right? Or two 3S's. Let's see what these said. How do I fit my dual batteries in my Vortex? So this is what I've done in my Rustler for you to put four. So basically what you need to do is you put your battery down here. Once your battery comes down here, you're gonna need two straps, battery straps. So once you put your battery down here, you battery strap this one on top. So now you have the battery that's down here and the battery that's up here, dual strapped. Okay. Tie it down as much as possible. Will I guarantee they won't pop? You know what? If you crash and this little latch pops out, they're gonna pop out. That's primarily what's gonna happen. But that being said, if you're planning to do something like that, you are able to get two batteries. I've seen one guy do it. I've done it with my Rustler as well. So once you have the bottom down here, then you use the strap that goes on top of here. So now they're both equally strapped if you want to do that. Dual strap it. Don't let the strap be that long. I believe a lot of companies from the helicopter integration will do that for you as well. So hopefully that answers your question. Legally Concealed. If there were mini Z racing going here, look, I would get one ASAP. Closest RC track's an hour away on a low traffic day. My track, I don't know if you know this, but my hobby shops are more than an hour and change away from me. So anyway, so cool. So this is where the progression has almost, and as you can see, I usually like to put my old stuff into there. I mean, this is brand new. It's never been ridden. And they're still selling this one for like this much money. So it's kind of weird. And this will probably just get chucked and I'll never see it again. It'll just be in the Fortec box. So, any other questions? Yeah, this could be pretty cool when it's once it's done. I'm kind of surprised Hot Racing hasn't come out with the shocks yet. I do like the way the Hot Racing stuff looks. The blue matches up, the black and the white do match up a little bit better. I'd rather have that. I know Traxxas is coming out with their disc brakes and everything, so we'll see what happens. You know, Busting Fire, I have one that's okay. Did you get the brushless Mini Z? Yes, hold on, I'll show you. God, my body hurts. All right, this is the brushless Mini Z that I got. This is the GP Limited, the MR03VE Pro. This is the body. And this, it's almost done. This is it. The motor is a 12,000 kV motor. As you can see, a lot of carbon fiber, different type of rims, different type of tires, composites, a lot of aluminum. I have my tachometer, independent suspension. You know what the craziest thing is? This is probably going to be almost the same price as that. I want you to think about that. This, that. Thanks for answering. Answering. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 35, and other friends, people asking me why don't I do this? They mean play with RCs. We're big kids. It's well, I do have a 21-year-old daughter, and yeah, I have a lot of hobbies, and I motorcycle ride. I motorcycle like extreme speeds. That's during the summertime. That's why I do a lot of videos as much as I can during this season, because during the season is when I have the opportunity to do that. During the summertime, I do not, and I go on hiatus. People have asked me, why is my YouTube account only 16,000 views if I have so many RCs and I don't, and I produce so much great content. Not to sound cocky, but when people look at my channel, they'll notice that my RCs are always on point. It's because I go on hiatus, and because I go on hiatus, I go my motorcycle riding. Yeah, I'm 42, so we're all big kids here. So so that's primarily it. So once I do my motorcycle riding, I just don't even touch the RCs. Maybe I'll bust them out when I go to the beach, but I do that for myself. I don't even film it. I was camping out on the beach for a week and change, and I took my X Max out there, and I was playing with it like gloriously. Didn't film nothing. Why? Because that was my time. I also do collect a lot of movies, and what else do I do? I do home theater stuff. Um, is there anything else? I mountain bike ride. Um, what other things I do? Am I that boring? Yeah, and I like to travel, check out new things and stuff like that, and enjoy good times with good people. But when it comes down to the RC thing, I'll give you an instance. Did the video stop for anybody else? Hopefully it didn't stop for you. Let me see. Wait, I see it. Yeah, my hand's moving. Hopefully the video didn't stop. Is everybody still on? Hmm? Oh, you're back now. Okay. All right, Traxxas Master, what's going on? I'm still here. All right. So, Nick, I'm 17, bought my first slash 4x4 LCG 3 years ago. So that makes you 20. Wait, that makes you 14. You were 14 when it happened. Yeah, buffed. All right. So primarily, like I said, a lot of people ask me, why is my YouTube subscription only at 16,000, and that's primarily it. When I do these updates and upgrades, it's not only because I like to interact with you guys. New York City 007 Bangers, what's up, my man? He definitely likes to check out my life. He's a cool YouTuber that does check me out a lot. And when I do the updates and upgrades, you're gonna see this video. You're gonna see. I am going to film this summer. Like I said, there's gonna be a run body and there's gonna be a show body. That blue one that's up there, it's going to be a run. So that's primarily what I'm going to be doing with that. New York City 007, do you have the Fortec? Because I just went through a huge discussion of things that I found wrong with a lot of upgrades and updates that you can't even do on this thing. That was sold to me like you can, but you cannot. So, like I said, I would say late April, probably around May is when I stop doing my RC stuff, and stuff just gets stuck on the wall. I mean, if I could walk to my RC room and you see things, I'm definitely gonna be. No, just bought the UDR. How'd you get the UDR? I thought that was supposed to be released on Tuesday. From what I understand, the UDR was supposed to be released on Tuesday, unless you had a hobby shop that sold it to you for a lot more money. So, and don't blow up their spot because they'll get in trouble by Traxxas. So, and if you did, what color did you get? Did you get the fox one, or did you get the red one? Let me see, what time is it? Yeah, I paid a good amount for it. All right. You want to see something funny? As you guys can see, I'm doing my live video stream over here, and this is the phone that I've been using. Check that out. It's weird because I do have another phone, you know, which is this one. Crazy stuff. So, alrighty. Any other questions? Oh, and yo, I've driven that UDR. That thing is beast. If there's an RC you're gonna get, I would say get the UDR before the E-Revo. Eric, what's going on? I like the Fox body. That's what we got at the hobby shop that I manage. Yeah, you know what? They did something. Well, here's a few things that I saw on the new UDR. First of all, 12 screws to take off that body is insane. That is literally on a different level of insanity. Make sure you have your little drill, like I have, available, because 12 of those is X Max or UDR? X Max. Do you like, I don't know what that means, Fortnite. Keeds, play with the RCs driving a bandit. Playing with the RC and driving a bandit. Uh, 12. Oh, your motorcycle. All right, bandit. On top speeds, keys creative. I'm a product designer, and many more companies where I work for. Look at my longest movie on. Send me that. I would like to see on that. I would definitely like to see that, my man. A lot of people are curious on what I do. I do engineering. I don't really give a little bit, give a lot of information on that, but that's primarily it. Suzuki Bandit. He's talking about. Yeah, yeah, it's Suzuki Bandit. I thought he was talking about the Bandit, Traxxas Bandit. But yeah, no, Suzuki Bandit. You know, as you guys want me to know, if you look at my call sign, it says Geo Stealth R1, and Geo is for my first name, Giovanni. Stealth is because I own a black Yamaha R1. Warhawk Legends, Geo, you know if any Bigfoot monster truck style tires and wheels can fit on the X Max? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The Losi ones. The Losi for the 1/5 scale, they do fit for the X Max. I believe you do have to change out the um, the wheel mount, but they do fit. If you guys are able to check out my Instagram, you'll see another. You'll see a guy that I believe I'm following him, just Geo or something like that, and he has it on his RC. So definitely look that up. And he drives it too, so that's pretty interesting on that. My bad. Besides them, that as of right now, that's all I've seen. Um, can you fit the jumbo Kongs on there? Can you fit the jumbo Kongs on there? Can you? I never tried. I never tried to fit the jumbo Kongs on there. And the jumbo Kongs are pretty much no. Jumbo Kongs are a deep dish. I don't know. No, the jumbo Kongs cannot fit on there. Is it 17 Miller? I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. Okay. Let me see. Busting Fire. I put boxes to gear. Oh, Nick. Probably depends on the wheel. Yeah, I definitely got to check that out. Maybe the Jungle Kongs can fit in there. I just bought the Proline paddle tires. The sand, whatever they are. You know. Milania. What's going on? So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed this segment that I did. Just all the problems that I'm having with this update. You know, everything has been integrated into this RC, and this is crazy because I can't believe a Traxxas dropped the ball on their spiral cut gears, or maybe I got the wrong part. I don't know. This is what was on their website. B, Hot Racing dropped the ball without threading out their arms for me to put my sway bar kit in. So that was a big, huge drop on Hot Racing, which I'm gonna contact them and we're gonna find out what's happening with that. So, Warhawk Legends upgrades on this are looking good on this, but thanks for the advice on the wheels, dude. No problem. Gee, you still moving to Cali, bro? I don't know. I don't know. I spoke about it with my parents. Yes, I do still ask for my parents' advice, especially my mother. She's financially a whiz when it comes down to scenarios, and she's more of my confidant than anything. Um, she was all for it. Spoke to the old man. The old man was like, "Do your thing." Spoke to my daughter, who was in college as well, and my daughter was like, "You know what? If this is something that you've been wanting to do for years, then go ahead and do it." Am I still planning to go to California? I'm not too sure, you know, because I do, you know, it was one thing, me being from Brooklyn, moving out to Long Island was huge. Um, you know, I moved out to Long Island on a think of a hunch of being with somebody, and that person kind of gave me the finger and said, "Sorry, bro, you know, what you have over here is not yours, and you got to go." And once she did that to me, I said, "Well, I'll do my thing." So I ended up doing my thing. I got my own place, and that's primarily the way it's been, you know. So yeah, since you know New York, I was in Park Slope, Brooklyn, and I moved out to like the east end of Long Island, like 10 minutes away from the Hamptons. Let me see. Walk Legend, Isle of Man. I believe you talked about before. There was a PS4 game out about that. Not sure if it's good or not. I'm not too sure, but I'm definitely going to go to the Isle of Man. That has been one dream of mine to go there for years. As of right now, I think yeah, that's very true, man. Very busy. you know, um, I've been wanting to go to Isle of Man for years, and that's something I'm going to do. Nick, if you go to Cali, would you come back over to do some bash events? Of course. Well, I have family out here. My daughter, my mom, my dad. People that I know. You know, they definitely definitely don't want to see me go. I have not told. I'm telling you guys, but I haven't even told a lot of my boys yet that I'm planning to do some type of switch up. They don't watch my channel because they don't play with RCs, so easy for me. you know. So that's primarily it. And it's weird because when I ended up, the main reason why I'm doing this in my video room is because I'm not doing it. As you guys all may have seen the last couple of days, I deserve, Busting Fire says I deserve 10 million views. Goose, yes, Goose. You missed it yesterday, man. I was hitting shots. Thank you very much for that, Busting Fire. New York City Double Seven says before you decide to leave to Cali, you gotta do some New York City. Yo, so I just took my bike yesterday. It was brick yesterday, brick. But I have to my on the Yamaha R1, my water pump is leaking. But on different motorcycles, the water pump is outside the motor. My Yamaha decided to put their water pump inside the motor by my oil pump. So now I had to take my motorcycle because I told my boy, I was like, look, let me drop it off. They're probably going to keep you there for a week. I'll meet up with you at the motorcycle shop, which is probably let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 miles away. All right. Maybe 14 miles away. So I get on my bike, yo. I'm like double insulated, and I haul on my bike. There's a lot of potholes. Yo, I wasn't that cold, bro, but my neck was like, feel like somebody was stabbing me. That's how cold that part was. So I had to, they have to do a full repair work to get my water pump out because I'm leaking antifreeze. So I'm looking at right now $1,000 just to have that fixed, which I'm not happy about. Uh, can you give us a sneak peek of the 2.0? Oh, it's not in the room. I do have it inside. I cannot give you a sneak peek because I'm gonna do a video on Monday on it. Busting Fire, no problem. Busting Fire, and I'm a teacher. What? And my teacher has an R6, nice 600 cc's. What about Breakneck? Breakneck was a project that never saw itself in fruition. I think what happened with Breakneck is what happened with Breakneck. I lost one ESC. They replaced another ESC, and then I bought a servo that was probably $140 or something like that. Savox, Savox brushless servo. I bought that. I integrated a lot of things onto it, but at that point, people started making up their own mounts for over here at the rear and mounting the motor on top, which I thought was god awful ugly. But it served its purpose because guys were able to do 140, 150 miles an hour with their XO1. The problem with that is that when I started seeing that being done, I kind of thought it was a mute point, and that was my fault because at that point nobody was doing it, and I had everything, all the parts. I had all the parts available to do that. I just got so hung up on so many different projects. Trust me, a project like this. I was just gonna do one by one by one by one by one update, and I realized that that was going to take me forever to do. Why do that? You know, why not do a live stream where I'm just showing you exactly what's being integrated, what problems I'm finding out, and you guys can learn more and more about it. Now, do people have the attention span of 55 minutes and 21 seconds? No, I don't think so. But that's the cool part of interacting with the live streams, because you're able to finagle a few things, and there's a lot of hiccups that happen in my live streams. Well, not really, but I mean, yesterday I had, it stopped I think twice, and I had to reload it and then reset up my router and everything like that, and everything seemed to be very smooth. But once you start doing stuff like that, you're able to interact and answer a lot of questions. I mean, people ask me different questions on my RCs, RCs that I don't even have out. I mean, look, I have this guy out, and I was doing updates and I was shoveling snow and everything like that. But then I realized on the bad part of it is when I started doing all these upgrades and updates, I need to do an external BEC on there, which I'm not doing that. Also, I do have, there's my jacket there from yesterday, but I do have my X Max over there with the paddle tires. Haven't installed that in there, but they're up there. I mean, they should be in the hobby room, but I just have it out here because I've been hanging out here a little bit longer than expected. So, um, let me see. Well, Legends, change of pace. What 80s sitcoms or cartoons do you like? Huge Voltron fan. Not huge, like I'm gonna be wearing a Voltron T-shirt, but no. 80s sitcoms, Married with Children, by far, one of the best 80s 90s sitcoms ever to hit the live air. Um, what else? Also, when I was younger, I used to have a thing for Christina Applegate, so that's one thing. What else? Cartoons. Favorite cartoon ever was Transformers. Transformers to me growing up. I mean, you have a lot of older cartoons that were great. I mean, if you watch Transformers, you were watching GI Joe, even Thundercats when Thundercats were out. I mean, if you're around my age level, I mean, you rushed home to watch either after school, Tom and Jerry, or in the morning of Saturday morning cartoons. You'd watch Super Friends, even Mr. T. I mean, they had everything. Smurfs back in the days when we were growing up. So that's, but that's that generation. So, and if you guys also, watching Scooby Doo and stuff. So, and also watching a lot of Warner Brothers stuff. All right. Let me see. Milomania, if it's your content, it's great, man. I'll watch. Oh, cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. Smokey, B26, yo, Geo, what compassionate pack good? What? Compassionate pack good for Mama Monster 2 censored combo. I'm not too sure, Smokey, what that meant. Compassionate pack? Yeah, reword the statement. New York City 007s. Damn, internet just went down on me. Gee, yesterday it was cold and windy out. Supposed to meet up with my fellas to ride today, but it's cold out to hit the highways. Tires won't warm up as well, dude. When I was riding yesterday, bro, by the time I hit, the 3 mile marker, I knew my thing was like warm enough. Not warm enough to hit the clover leaves, but it was warm enough to hit the LIE. And when I started hitting it, bro, I was hauling. And then I started noticing by the time I got to blacktop, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of potholes. Let me slow this down. So that's primarily it. Walk Legend says, all good choices. Masters of the Universe was awesome though. I hated the fact that Skeletor never got his day. That's pissed me off. Skeletor to me was one of the funniest guys over there. Sinister RC, hey Geo, I'm in search for a high torque, 1/8 scale monster truck, servo. Anything come to mind? 1/8 scale, I go Savox, man. I mean, you gotta look at the torque ratio. I mean, both waterproof Savox servos that I utilize are off the hook. If you want to look at the part list, one of them is installed into my Yeti 110 scale. Where's the other one installed? Which is the faster one. and then I have the other one installed into my SEX10. New York City 007 bangers. Laughing out loud, yeah. Pothole City out there for sure. I see snow and rain for the next week. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Mylomania, how are the slashes? Which one? The high center of gravity, two-wheel drive, or the two lower center of gravity 4x4 and two-wheel drive? Busting Fire said, I'm turned one of my rustlers into a mud truck and a road car. Nice. I mean, I've had three different styles of rustlers. So, Mylomania, the slash 4x4 LCG, I have not touched that thing. That's my bash vehicle. I haven't touched it. I was gonna put the Mama Monster X censored motor on it, but I have not touched that thing as of yet. It's been a while. I mean, I just, me build. If you guys know, I mean, building these things. I mean, you're looking at all the parts. I'll pull this back a little bit. Look at all the parts that I have over there. And I have parts all over the floor. So, this hooking this whole thing up, it was more intricate than hooking up a slash. I have to say, I'm kind of shocked this thing took this long. So, and I still have more stuff to go with. So we'll see. Warhawk Legend 69, but mine uses a 750 GSXR, yellow and white and black, badass year round. 2000. That's 2000 was when the first GSXR 750 new body scheme came out. I remember because I bought my Suzuki TL 1000 back in the days when that came out. Melania finally accomplished to get 1550. 15. Oh, you did. Nice. Big motor. Marcel, hi. What's going on, Marcel? Anyway, well, hopefully this video content was good for you. Like I said, definitely take my opinion of things that are happening. I mean, I have to contact Traxxas about that spiral cut gear. Also, I have not painted the body yet. I have to contact Traxxas about that spiral cut gear, and also I have to contact Hot Racing about not having pre drilled in screw mountable holes that were over there. So, like I said, those are two things that I have to look into. More parts are coming in. Steel drive shaft for the cups. The hot racing cover that's going to be coming in as well. What else do I have coming in? The drift tires that are coming in for this, the body that's going to be set up, and the servo that I'm going to install into this RC. And I think as of right now, the RC is looking pretty dope, if I do say so for myself. So, anyway, hopefully this video is informative to you. Love the bike. Look cool to me, yeah. I'm gonna wait until they work on the bugs on the Fortec upgrades. Yo, dude, I can't believe I found so much inconsistencies on this. The spiral cut gear is really bothering me. That I could deal without right now, but the fact that Hot Racing let that slip through their fingers, I'm going to see if Hot Racing does have they have their own sway bar kit. I'm gonna see how they mount it on there. I can't see them mounting it any other way. So we'll see what happens, when that goes down. So anyway, hopefully this video was informative to you. Rate, comment, subscribe, and to my fellows up on YouTube. Later. Peace.